I can't stand politics because it's divisive. I actually make prophecies against politics and bullies in the political system. Because I've been the victim of bullying as a kid and then the victim of bullying again as an adult, and that really is not very nice, especially when the bullies that bully you when you're an adult are the government. Anyway, that's my prophecy. Sky News claims to be Australia's premier news service, with news you can trust and opinions you can't ignore. Let's see about that, shall we?
Said yes to same-sex marriage. What about coal-fired power, the refugee intake, euthanasia, major drug reform, cutting private school funding, Indigenous recognition, female gender quotas? Have your say. Politics HQ is back.
There are quite a few people on Sky News who, of a night time, who have the opinion that climate change is a bit of a joke, international hoax kind of thing. Well, there's an opinion I definitely can ignore. As for news, well, let's see.
Only Sky News Live.
A red alert has been issued for Broome in Western Australia's north as Cyclone Joyce moves closer to the coast. The Category 1 storm is expected to make landfall today at Port Hedland, with residents being told to seek shelter.
Well, actually, no, it's 12 hours now since Cyclone Joyce made landfall, and it made landfall nowhere near Port Hedland, well to the north of Port Hedland, well to the north actually, northwest of 80 Mile Beach, which itself is well to the northwest of Port Hedland, and landfall 12 hours ago. So that is way behind, way behind, and this is the same repeat that was running 3 hours ago. So that's not exactly news you can trust, I'm afraid. So you're going to have to sharpen up a bit there. And, yeah. Let's keep going.
Sky News Chief Meteorologist Tom Saunders.
Oh, good. Tom Saunders, at least, is not a climate change denier. And he's usually up to date with what's going on with the weather. I don't think he would make predictions this far ahead like I do. However, he does make pretty good predictions based on meteorology, which is something I don't ignore. Just like I don't ignore climatology. I may be open to other things, but I don't ignore reality. I don't ignore science. I don't ignore facts.
All the details.
Actually, I thought it was hilarious when Donald Trump's White House spokesperson said everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but nobody's entitled to their own facts. I mean, if that's not the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what is.
Tropical Cyclone Joyce is now weakening. The system was moving south overnight just off the coast of Broome, but it made a left-hand turn heading southeast, and it has made landfall near Bidjadanga. That interaction with land is causing the system to weaken. It's only a Category 1. It's no longer expected to intensify to a Cat 2 or 3. Maximum wind gusts right now, only 100 kilometres per hour. That is not strong enough to cause significant property damage or vegetation damage. Still a cyclone warning, though, from just south of Broome towards Karratha, although Broome has been taken out of that cyclone warning. We are expecting, though, heavy rain to continue. That remains the main threat from the system, up to 300 millimetres over the next 24 hours for the West Kimberley with flooding. Moisture from Joyce is streaming down and interacting with a cold front over southern Australia. We've got widespread rain moving through South Australia, Victoria and Tasmania today. However, this afternoon we are expecting severe thunderstorms through the central and eastern part of Victoria ahead of this cold front. We have what's called a low-level jet stream. That could lead to destructive winds, even possibly around Melbourne, with significant property damage.
17 people have now died after mudslides in Southern California, with hundreds of people now involved in the frantic search for survivors. The worst affected area are the neighbouring counties of Ventura and Santa Barbara, where rivers of rock and mud have buried all in their path. Authorities say 43 people are possibly missing, but that number could fluctuate as operations continue.
They've been trapped in their retirement community ever since the mudslides came. After days of wandering, this was the first time they've been able to see the devastation in their neighbourhood.
We're in a state of shock to see this,
It is incredible.
Beautiful, beautiful Santa Barbara. And we thought we were living in paradise. I thought of the people that were in their house, sleeping in the house going down the stream and they lost their lives. What would that be like?
Some houses have simply gone, washed off their foundations and smashed to pieces. Others have survived, barely. The spray-painted signs signify they've been searched for those who survived and those who didn't. Homeowners haven't been able to return here yet to reclaim what's left of their lives, scattered all over what was their community. Elsewhere, the searching goes on.
The problem the search and rescue teams have is that they don't know how deep this mud is. Often it's hard on top, but then soft below, and below the mud can be swimming pools and septic tanks. It is making this whole operation painstakingly slow and very risky.
This gives you some idea of what it was like. A car caught in the torrent of rain and mud when the storm struck. It all caught many by surprise. There are small stories that give hope here. For the Johnsons, it was that somehow their rabbit Nilla and cat Mishka survived.
I was in the kitchen trying to get out through the back when we saw the wall of water coming and couldn't reach her. And
we had our dog, grabbed our dog.
We grabbed our dog by the collar, but missed the cats and the cat and the bunny. And the water hit and knocked out, went through our house, took everything. But somehow, in a cage,
the firefighters found her, and we found this on top of our car.
8 feet of water.
And I thought I would find a dead bunny in it, but she was alive. Amazing, full of mud.
They say this is one of those towns where everyone knows everyone else, and everyone knows someone who's been lost, and which, they say, will rebuild from this. Greg Milam, Sky News, Montecito in California.